Hello and welcome to our family workshop. In this video we are demonstrating the process that we use to make pendants or necklaces in woods. So to start the process, as you can see, we stick the designs onto the wood itself. You will also notice that we are sticking the designs onto a larger piece of wood below. This allows us to make two items at the same time. So we're using stack cutting, but there is a second reason why we choose to stick the designs onto a backing board. Because these are small, delicate items, putting them on larger pieces of wood makes them slightly easier for us to scroll saw. We then go across to our pillar drill and drill out any holes that are needed for doing the pierce work and onto the belt sander to sand the back of the project nice and flat to make the scroll sawing slightly easier. Our first project, you have a pendant with a tree outline cut in it. It's in the shape and style of an oak tree, so we are cutting this one out in a piece of reclaimed oak. We start off by doing all of the pierce work and then proceed to cut the outline of the item. As we mentioned previously, once the item is cut out, we then have two items that we can go on to hand carving. Our next project is the moon and stars design, and the top layer is a beautiful piece of juniper, one of our favorite woods to work in because you have that contrast between the heartwood and the sapwoods. When marking this out, I've made every effort to try and get the moon on the darker heartwoods and the stars on the lighter coloured sapwoods. We then go across to our next design, and this one doesn't actually require any pierce work. It's our holly leaves. So we cut out the surround, and of course, for cutting out the surround of our holly leaves, we're making them in some holly woods. We have a simple acorn design, which once more doesn't require any pierce work. And in the other part of the holly that we had left, we've got a simple modern version of a heart design. Once we finish on the scroll saw, we proceed across to our workbench and we're doing some hand carving, putting our hand carving skills to use. So we shape our tree design, leaving it with a bit of a rough finish because it seems appropriate for that particular design. We also shape our acorn, being carved in a piece of reclaimed oak. We add the basic outline shape that we want and afterwards add some detail. Our moon and stars design, we drop the stars down in the design itself, and the surrounds and the moon add some definition and some separation. For some of the finer items, like the heart and the holly leaves, they're a bit too fine and delicate to go in our vise, so we are taking advantage of working with a clamp. We also take advantage of our Starbond superglue, put a piece of paper behind the item, and then put some black superglue in the hole using the accelerant to fill the eye of the moon. Across to the belt sander and sand off any lumps and bumps that are left over. We also have to use the pillar drill to drill out any holes that are required later on for hanging the pendants on. We proceed back across to our workbench, and using the spike we can add any eyes that are required for adding the leather cord afterwards for our necklace. 3 coats of shellac sanding sealer, rubbing it down in between each coat and refining that finish. We then have a final coat of linseed oil mixed with beeswax. For myself then, probably the most complicated part of the process is adding the leather cord that will be used to turn these into necklaces. We've got 2 methods. We've got little grips that will grip the leather cord itself. That is one method we're using. The other method is with little plastic stops that just fix together. But there you go. Those are 5 examples of different pendants, chains, necklaces that you can have a go at making in woods. Let us know in the comment section which one of those are your favorites. If you fancy having a go at making them yourself as well, don't forget to check the link in the description to find the free templates on our website. If you're new here and you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you know when we upload another video. And as always, thank you again for watching.